Welcome to another episode of Band Director Bootcamp, the podcast with productivity and wellness tips for busy band directors. I'm your host, Lesley Moffat, and I'm really grateful to be sharing this platform with you. As busy band directors, we know you don't have time to sit and watch lengthy professional development webinars, so we bring you 20-minute tidbits with takeaways you can use to support you with professional longevity and a healthier life. And today we have somebody, you guys, stay tuned. He's going to tell you how to save so much time. I can't wait. His name is Rick Ghinelli. And he's been a middle school band director, and then he moved into campus administration and then became the director of performing and visual arts in the Houston school. And then when he retired, he missed all good life, missing all that middle school band stuff, but he stayed in music. He's with Conn-Selmer, went and retired and worked for Conn-Selmer for quite a while, and has just recently moved over to Cut Time and is working for them. And I got to have some conversations with him because I became familiar with this product, and I can't tell you enough how much you're going to want to hear what he has to talk about. He's going to give us 5 tips that are going to that are included in this that will save hours and hours of work and help you do things faster and more accurately and with fewer headaches because of this. And Rick, thanks for being here today.
Oh my goodness. Thank you for having me. It's an honor and a privilege.
I promise I'm going to let you talk in a minute, but I want to address why I've got you on here, because I started teaching in the 1980s. I spent 6 years teaching before I even had a computer. And then the computer I have, of course, was not connected to the internet or anything. So it was just a computer standalone. And then, so things were done by hand. I had a ledger. I had to write things on index cards with kids' trip payments written down, stuff everywhere. The music library and a 3-ring binder, stuff on there it was just a mess. And trying to run a program, and it was hard. But that's what we had, the tools we had. And then the computer really helped a lot. Once I got a computer and I could put Excel spreadsheets or a Word document, that was pretty exciting stuff. I thought teaching is so much easier now. And then running a high school band program, there was so much, the finances, the payments, the inventory, and all of those things. And then I was, when it first came out, I got familiar with Charms. And if you guys haven't used Charms, it's basically an app. It was way ahead of its time. It pulled together the ability to do finances, to keep your music library, your inventory, to communicate with people, to take attendance, to do all the things that you had in Post-it notes and 3-ring binders and all those things before, all in one place. And it was huge. That was a big, big, big moment in teaching for me, in shifting from having to work so hard to working smarter. And now the next thing is Cut Time, which is, I'll let Rick give you the kind of whole background on it, but it's the same thing. It's the tool that busy band directors, busy music educators, I don't know how you could live without it, honestly. I used it for so long that just not having it, I would feel like I was at a big disadvantage. So what I'd like you to do, Rick, is tell us a little bit more about you, if you left anything out, and what you've created here. Tell us a little bit about it, and then we'll go through and we'll share some of the tips in there.
Absolutely. Yeah. Well, Lesley, if your listeners could see me, they could see that I started teaching in the 80s as well. And so you and I lived parallel lives with not having technology and having little pieces of paper all over the place. But the one thing that I do want to make really, really clear is this is the next generation of Cut Time. We still have a Cut Time Classic that was developed many years ago. This is not Cut Time Classic. And just like with Charms, Cut Time Classic and Charms was built on old technology that won't be supported any longer in the future. Even if somebody wanted to make upgrades to it, it probably wouldn't be possible. So the next generation of Cut Time is all built on the latest and greatest, newest software. So in layman's terms, which I'm one of, on the technology side, it's smarter, it's faster, it's more user-friendly, it's more intuitive, and hopefully it's really going to make everybody's lives easier.
Cool. Well, let's dive into it, because there are lots of things we have to do. Take an attendance. That's one of the things that I loved. I had my barcode scanner set up in my classroom, and kids would come in and go beep, beep, beep. And then you could always tell exactly what time they signed in for class. And so if their parents ever wondered, we knew. But I had to take my scanner everywhere. And you just told me something cool about what can happen now with Cut Time when people are trying to take attendance or turn in inventory or what. Go ahead. You tell them.
Yeah, anybody that currently is using barcodes for instruments or uniforms can continue to use the ones that they have. If they need new barcodes, or if they've never used barcodes and they need to go to barcodes, we can provide those for them. But you no longer need to invest in scanners. And a lot of programs would maybe only buy one scanner because of the cost, but everybody can use their cell phone. Any cell phone that has a camera on it, it will pick up the barcode, no special software needed as long as you're in the cut time program. And that way you can have multiple parents or multiple students helping check things in and out, if you will, just using your phone. So it's going to be a great benefit to have.
Well, our students use their student ID barcodes. So checking kids on buses, getting on buses, all your chaperones could boom, boom, boom as they're coming in.
Right.
That's awesome.
And our future versions of barcode scanning will start expanding into more of those kinds of things. It's still basic right now because the program is rather new, but it's gonna go new places.
Yeah. So that's really cool. Love that you guys are just like know what's going to make life easier out there. Talk to us about the inventory, and not just that it keeps the inventory, but some extra stuff that can be super helpful.
Yeah, one of the biggest draws for the inventory is the fact that it will also account for the life expectancy and the depreciation of your instruments. We don't often think about that. And I've seen in my career where band directors, orchestra directors, they try to make instruments last too long because sometimes you're forced to do that. So you're using the tape, you're using the glue, whatever you need to do. But what I say is you have to look at instruments just like any other capital purchase that a school district would make. So school buses, cafeteria equipment, and anything like that. After a time frame, it's not going to be worth anything any longer. So you have to start thinking, why are you going to continue to put money into something that really has completely depreciated? It will also track your instrument repairs so that you can see, hey, I've already spent $500 on this instrument. It's only worth $750. So are we going to continue to put money into an instrument that's fully depreciated? So there are reports that can be done with several different filters that you can print these reports, take them to your administrators and say, hey, look, here's my inventory is 25 years old. And of those instruments, 10% are fully depreciated and 20% are in poor condition. It's just, that's what administrators want.
They need numbers, right?
Yeah, they want data. They've got to have data. You can't just say, I need shiny new sousaphones, and you got to tell them why.
Right. And I think it's speak for myself, but a lot of us music educators, it's the numbers and the data. It's like, I want to do the music. I want to feel good. Well, exactly. We don't have to work so hard and gather the data on our own. If we put the information in here, it will gather it and put your passion and what you want to get for your students into language, which is data and numbers that admin can understand and work with.
That's right. That's the exciting part about this.
Yeah, it's like Absolutely. The interpreter for us. Sweet.
Yeah.
Okay, so I know a bunch of you are sold already, but wait, there's more. Talk to us a little bit about the music library and some things that are going on with that.
Yeah, we're really excited about the music library. Just for everybody's benefit, we're partially owned by Conn-Selmer, instrument manufacturer, and partially owned by J.W. Pepper, the music publisher. And so because of Pepper's involvement with us, anytime in the future, we're going to have the library link up to the J.W. Pepper library, which is going to be super exciting. So you can have your own library on your Cut Time cloud, and you can look through your stuff. But if you need anything, you can go straight out from there to the J.W. Pepper library and look for any particular arrangements. And we hope you're going to be able to do everything through the Cut Time platform as you would going right out to the J.W. Pepper website. So we're really excited about that. And that's just around the corner a little bit.
Gosh, lots of cool stuff. And I know firsthand, like if any of you listening have not got some way to pull all the stuff together, this you got to keep listening because these are just a few things at the tip of the iceberg. But before we go into the last couple of items we're going to share, we'll just take a moment here to hear a word from our sponsor. Are you feeling overwhelmed with the never-ending tasks of being a band director? Do you dream of having a strong music program while still enjoying time for yourself and your family? Well, the Empowered Music Educator Academy is here to turn that dream into a reality. Here at the Academy, we offer a comprehensive suite of resources tailored just for you. From insightful books that offer fresh perspectives to engaging courses filled with practical strategies. But that's not all. If you need a more personalized approach, you can use our one-on-one coaching sessions, which are designed to address your unique challenges, helping you find harmony in your busy schedule. And for a truly immersive experience, join us at one of our retreats where you can rejuvenate and connect with fellow music educators. The Empowered Music Educator Academy isn't just about teaching music. It's about enriching your life as a band director. We're here to ensure you thrive professionally and personally, providing you with personalized tools for wellness and productivity tips that last a lifetime. So don't miss out. Visit our website at powereducator.com to learn more and take the first step towards a more balanced, fulfilling career in music education. Because at Band Director Bootcamp, we believe in empowering you to conduct not just music, but a life you love. All right, I'm back here with Rick Ghinelli and talking about cut time and all of the benefits. The purpose of this podcast, I talk about wellness and being healthy, and I hear all the time, but I don't have time. So we'll cut that time for your work in half. And I'm not even exaggerating when I said it probably cut my workload by 5 to 10 hours a week when I had a place to do it. But then the beauty of it is when I did the work in one place, year after year, I didn't have to start over or find that one file that that had the music library stuff on it and all of that. It was always in the same place. And then when I left my school, it was pass onable, and everything was in one location. From the new teacher needed, the inventory, the library, and all that. It was all in that one platform. So anyway, you guys, Cut Time is that platform that's pulling it all together. One of the things that the families in our community really appreciated was the ability to do things like finances. And I don't know how far we've gotten in this with Cut Time, and you can go in there, but I know as a music teacher, being able to post, here's what the trip costs, here's the payments your kids have made, here's the fundraising credits they've got, or whatever's going on, and they could see it in real time. I send a check with my kid. Well, guess what? It's not in. You can tell if they turned them in or not. And all of those things that we were able to do suddenly when we had that. And managing money is really hard. It's not some of our fortes, but we have to learn to do it. So tell us how Cut Time can help with that.
Yeah, absolutely. So all student accounting can be done through the Cut Time app, and all of the things that you mentioned. So if there are trip costs or fair share costs or whatever verbiage you want to call those things, something that they owe for a T-shirt or a music or entry into a contest, all of those things can be managed in Cut Time. And the really cool thing about it, and I'll kind of veer over into maybe our last little tip here to see how they tie in, is we use something called magic links for parents. So no longer do they have to remember a password and remember how to get into a website to get to their students' information. They're going to get a magic link on their phone. And so the communication is going to be done through text messaging. Now, some people that are my age go, what? No email? Well, email is still there as a backup. But what we've discovered is that the open rate for text messaging is much greater than the open rate for emails. I can tell you, if you text me right now, I'm going to look at it right now. If you email me, I might get to it tomorrow, the next day when I get through the rest of my emails. So when parents need to see their students' financials, they can just pull up their magic link on their phone and they can see it right there on their phone. And if they choose to make a payment right then and there, I want to pay $25 towards my fee. They click on the button, they send the payment, and it goes immediately. You can see immediately that it comes off their balance, and it sends that information to the band director so that the band director can now look at a list and see who's paid and who still owes. So it's very quick, it's very efficient, and with that magic link, they'll also be getting other information like an instrument rental form or whatever form that you might use when you check out an instrument to a student. It'll go right to that parent. It'll say Rick Ghinelli from Cut Time High School has assigned your student this instrument. They fill out electronic signature. They can read the document that goes along with it. They do their electronic signature, and it goes right back to the band director. So no more passing out papers, no more collecting papers. It's all done through SMS texting, and it's immediate.
Oh my God, I did not know about this piece of the feature. See, I do a podcast, so I get all the behind the scenes info. This is great. See, I don't have to go look it up myself. You're giving all this. Oh my God, I'm going to fiddle around with that now.
Yes.
Nice.
Yeah, very excited. We have some people that are switching over just because of that feature. They love it so much.
Nice. Wow. Well, was there anything else that we didn't highlight that you want to mention before we wrap things up?
Well, yes, I think I'd like to say that we have a number of music educators, theater educators, choir educators, band directors. We have people that have been heavily involved in the color guard activity. I'm a former fine arts director. So we have people on staff that have the expertise of what goes on every day in a music classroom. On the other hand, we have 4 amazing developers that are working all day, every day, and that's their forte. They know programming, and they are so good at what they're doing. And so the combination of what we can offer them and what they can do is just making this thing take off. And it's going to be a fighter jet. It's very close to being it already, but it's going to definitely be a fighter jet.
Well, it's really exciting, and I'm all about the productivity, working harder or working smarter, not harder, right? So yeah, there's no prize like, oh, it took me longer to do a report for my principal. I had to work 3 weekends in a row so I could tell him which instruments need to be repaired. And I'd be like, not me. I pushed a button and it did that for me.
That's right.
I'll just email the principal. Bye-bye. Right. So
yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. So we'll put it in the show notes, but you guys that are listening, if you want to check it out and go see some demo videos and get a better idea of what it does, you can go to the website, which is gocuttime.com.
Correct.
And yeah, you can check it out. You can reach out. I'm sure they're really helpful to me. I had a bunch of questions, which I just kept emailing and people kept helping me. So they're very nice people there. So I encourage you to check this out if you don't have something you use, and let this be one of those tools.
Yeah, we have a huge support staff on call that are there to help you.
Yeah. Well, thanks, Rick, for coming here and sharing this, because we all get so busy we don't have time sometimes to dive in to find out, is this a tool? I don't have time to check out the tools to save time. So hopefully those of you that dropped in to listen today, you'll find a little tidbit here. You can go check it out and decide if this is the right tool for you. So
yeah, thanks for having me. Yeah.
Thanks for your wisdom. And I want to thank all of you who listen and show up every week to listen to a different episode here. You're making a difference in kids' lives through the magic of music education every single day. The work you do matters, and so do you. Join us next time on Band Director Bootcamp for another episode of productivity and wellness tips to make your life a little easier.